Follow me. We're going to the Central Valley of California to talk about almonds, where my soil multiplier is. Straight from the vending machine. Now, this land's mainly used for agriculture, almonds, corn, anything like that. Which today, just like this, is what it looks like in February. And I'm going to show you on the map exactly where you can find these. They also do 82% of the world's almond supply.
If you've ever traveled to New England to go leaf peeping for fall foliage in an area like Franconia Notch, you've probably been walking on Saddleback Series soils.
The Beaver Slide Series covers roughly 15,000 acres, mostly located in southwestern Montana.
And do you guys have anything to say about your annual water budgets?
You know, Laura, I'm really glad you asked about that because it's quite fascinating to me. From the months of January to about May, my Beaver Slide Solo Series is in surplus. And then as we go from into June and pretty much all the way to the end of September, we enter a use, and then at the tail end of that, we go into a deficit. And that's mostly due to irrigation.
Yeah, the Saddleback Series is actually named after Saddleback Mountain in Maine, and it was discovered in 1987.
No way.
Hey guys, how's it going? Out here in the dumpsters pondering about my soil multiplier series. You know, it consists of deep and moderately well-grained soils formed from alluvium and granite rock. The multiplier series are nearly level to hilly, dissected terraces and have slopes of 2 to 30%. That's all I got behind the trash can.
An average temperature below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty typical for this mountain range in New England, especially with them getting their cold winters. Humi actually tells us about the humic layer. It's made up of a lot of organic material that's undergone significant transformation. And lithic classifies soils that are generally pretty shallow in depth with a hard or soft bedrock parent material. In this case, the parent material is hard bedrock, which we don't need to talk about.
From where this soil series is in western Montana. And then from September to around November, we're in a state of recharge. So we're gaining back some more moisture in the soil. And then we move back into surplus as we head into those winter months. But I'm curious about yours.
Yeah, could you confirm, you said that you went into a state of deficit in September?
Yes, we do go into a state of deficit in September. Deficit.
Great, yeah, I mean, my soil is always in a state of surplus. New England's a pretty humid area. It also gets a lot of precipitation throughout the year. But I think it's interesting that you go into a state of deficit in September because my soil has even more surplus. July to October as we're getting more precipitation. And we actually by November are in a state of like up to 100 millimeters of surplus for soil water. Do you have anything to say about your soil, Lex?
Yeah, I do. All year round. Oh, sorry.
I can't hear you down the mic up.
I got it. Sorry, guys. Okay, so through January and December, my water is in a deficit all year long. That's due because of the precipitation sharply decreases while ET intensifies under prolonged heat. Then this extends the deficit phases and limits soil moisture recharge in the soils.
I just think it's fascinating stuff.
Interesting that our soils are just about opposite, as I find myself always in a state of
Surplus.
Wouldn't be very great to be growing any crops on. It's mostly just recreational use, super shallow soil on very sloped aspects of mountain ranges. And you guys both have agricultural uses for your soils.
Absolutely.
Correct. Hey friends, let's talk about my soil subgroup name. As you can see, it's an oxyocquic argycrial. Now, each of these syllables means something. Oxy tells us that this soil is rich in iron oxides. And aquic tells us that this is a wet soil, which leads to reduction in the upper layers. Now, argy means that there's an accumulation of clay in this soil, and cry tells us that this is a cold soil, but it's not permanently frozen.